Right then, folks. A bit longer than a 10-minute break, but I'm sure everybody's gone to the toilet, had a cup of tea, looked at the night sky, seen everything's honky-dory. And it's welcome back to Radio FM88. If you're listening in our local area, that's fine. You can get us on your car radio in your home. And if you're overseas, like our visitor behind me on one of the cameras in the UK, you can listen to us on Radio FM88.com.au. We've got Starina from Night Sky, and she's been with us alluding to us all about sacred geometry, the patterns that exist. I can hear that person in the back there. Just have to turn her down. And so we discovered the first set of imagery, sacred geometry from the stars, and we had our consciousness opened up to a whole new plethora of endless possibilities that have come through mankind over eons of time, whether it be the humble cave painting to the times where Life magazine would go out and show you photos of Stonehenge, and now it's instantaneously loaded on Facebook, all the different forms of imagery which we're seeing through in crop circles. But then there's the physicality, and there's a person who's sitting at the other end of the microphones here who's actually not the wheat field, but actually a human being who's bringing down that energy and then putting it down into a format that you can actually take on board yourself, but also have some human contact who can then talk about the subject, release the subject, and she does that through her workshops, or alternatively, if you're in Perth, you can have a session of healing.
I do distant healings as well. That's predominantly what I do, so can do them for anyone in the world.
So see how that instantaneously works. And so the second session is to deal with the second pack.
Yes.
The second deck.
Yes.
And I'll leave it to you.
Sure. So the first symbol that came through for the second series. So we've gone through the first 12 activations with the first series. And it's like we're going to go up an octave with these ones. So some of them correlate with their numbers in the first series, but they are completely different. So the first symbol that came through is unity. So every symbol has, in a way you could say, a positive or a negative spin to it, but really it's a forwards or a backwards spin, so clockwise or anti-clockwise. So when this is in the forward spin, unity, this is all about gathering things up and drawing them into you. So these arms reach out and grab the fragments and bring it into the whole. So this one's really good. Say you've been through a divorce or some kind of really traumatic experience that you were broken down and fragmented, and your energy was dissipated. You can it helps you to regroup and gather those energies back into you. So it's really good for gathering your soul fragments, different aspects of yourself, and drawing those into you. Whereas if you used it in the reverse spin, so anti-clockwise, this one would be really good. Say you've got a relationship that you really just don't want to let go. However, it's, you've been together forever. It's just not working. And maybe it needs to be broken down. Maybe that solid mass that's just not working needs to be broken down and shattered into 1,000 pieces in order for it to be rebuilt in a more succinct fashion, so that it has a brand new foundation and a new structure is created that's actually in harmony. That's what this can do. So it's a really interesting symbol. It works really well if you want to work in harmony with other people. I gave this to one of my students recently who has challenging children who, she desperately wants to help and get along with, and she's a fantastic mother, but, these new kids that are coming through are a bit of a challenge. So she now wears the Unity pendant, and this is going to help her to resonate at that frequency of working in unison with her children instead of, all this kind of chaotic energy that draws her in many different directions. So this next one for the second series is called Remembrance. It's quite amusing because I always forget the name of this one, and I have done ever since it came through. So by the time I had channeled this one, I was just about to teach my first workshop for the first series, and I had no idea how we were going to do the activations. And so they gave me this symbol called Remembrance, and I remember laying out on the deck one day just going, okay, right, you need to show me how we're going to do these activations. And so I brought this symbol down through all the energy centers, and you can do this with any of the symbols. And if you bring them down through the soul star, then into the crown, and all the way down your central column, all the way down to the earth star, down into the heart of Mother Earth, spinning them anti-clockwise all the way down, they're going to release and remove things out of those energy centers so that new energy can come into those areas. And then if you go through and spin them all clockwise, you then infuse the frequency of that particular symbol. So that's exactly what I did in order to access that information that I wanted. I had to go through and use this a bit like a key to unlock everything, and then I used it in the forward spin to infuse the frequency of remembrance. So I then channeled the activation sequence that we needed for the workshops, which was really handy. It was literally 2 weeks till the first workshop. So this one, the imagery that goes with it is, it's like opening up Aladdin's cave, or opening up the treasure chest and seeing what lays within there. So this is an amazing symbol. I've been working with this a lot recently. It's really good to help with suppressed memories, any energy that has been repressed or locked away for a really long time. So, you know, say if someone's had some childhood trauma that's been forgotten or, you know, really suppressed over such a long period of time, you could use this to unlock that information and the trauma from the cells in the body. And so it's a really amazing symbol to work with. This next symbol is one of my Languages of Light students' favorite symbols. This one works a lot like how people use Archangel Michael's sword. So this is Enlightenment, and it works a bit like the transformation ninja star, and it really cuts through negative energy. This can also shine the light in the darkness as well. So if you wanted to use it to, say you needed to make a decision, you could bring this frequency in to help you, show you which is the path of light. This one's really good for removing negative energy, negative attachments, entities, all sorts of negative energies. I've certainly used this in a lot of healings recently, and so have my students. So the next symbol is Starlight. This is one of our favorites. It's a really beautiful, soft energy to work with. So this one really helps you to connect in with your stellar self and the stellar energies that you resonate with. And this frequency helps you connect in if you are needing to be noticed, if you need to sparkle. This one came through when I did my very first expo, where the symbols were going to be seen by the public for the first time. And it allowed me to sparkle and to shine, and for people to be attracted to me as the star, or as Starina. This one's background is made up of a vision that I saw when I called it into my son's bedroom. I was telling him about it, and I did a healing on him one night, and I called in the frequency of Starlight, and his entire bedroom filled with these beautiful, shiny, holographic rainbow lights. His whole bedroom was filled with them, whether I had my eyes open or eyes closed, and they were the most beautiful iridescent rainbow colors, and just all these holograms everywhere. So that was really amazing. And the next one that came through I spoke a little bit about earlier, which is Solar Ra. So this is the one that connects with the consciousness of the sun. So the solar holograms that feed our consciousness and help us to upgrade, and also works with, you know, our food and the holograms that we eat from the food and nature. And so this one brings about a lot of joy, and if people are lacking energy, This would be good for people who have thyroid issues, such as myself, to help you connect with the pure frequencies of the sun. Because as I mentioned, the sun's rays are being distorted. The codings and information that are coming through are being distorted by the chemtrails and all the garbage that's being pumped into the atmosphere. So this is a portal for you to connect directly with the sun's energy instead of doing it the hard way or the long way. You can go directly to the source.
So if you're listening and just come on board, you're on Radio FM88, and we've got Starina here who's talking about sacred geometry. If you do have the time and the inclination to get on your laptop or your notebook or smartphone, I just want to draw your attention to her website, which is called thegalacticgoddess.com.au, and if you jump on there, you can just click on Series 2, and we're just currently halfway through the second set. So, okay, just to give you a heads up, thegalacticgoddess.com.au.
Thank you. So the next one that came through is consciousness, and this one is one of my favorites of the second series. This one really helps you to access higher states of consciousness. So it'd be great for anyone who meditates or is looking to really kind of take the next step in their evolution. This is a beautiful frequency, and when I was asking for the information for the background, I was seeing it firing up different parts of the brain that normally are dormant, and I saw this beautiful magenta purple energy and these golden bubbles of light. And and they told me that it was connected to the brain and accessing higher states of consciousness. So that's a really lovely energy, especially coupled with the solar Ra frequency. They work really well together. The next one is evolution. This one was really interesting when I started seeing some stuff being posted on Facebook of the macabre alignment that happened last year. That people were posting these planetary alignments that created the macabre, and I shared this symbol. I hadn't actually shared any of the second series yet, and I said I just want to show you the synchronicity between what I'm seeing with this macabre alignment, where they had these planets at the end of each point of the macabre, and I showed my evolution symbol next to it, and it was uncanny the similarities between. So it was really interesting when this one came through. The opposite of evolution is chaos. And that's basically the frequency that this world is locked into. This is what they keep creating to keep us occupied, to stop us from evolving, create the chaos, the war, the reality TV, the drama, the news, the newspapers, constantly feeding the chaos, keep everybody focused on the chaos. Because it's actually stopping us from evolving. So when I was channeling this symbol, I actually had a symbol placed over my house, and I couldn't get these symbols coming through. I wondered what was going on, and so I had to do a clearing, and that's when I saw this particular symbol that had been placed over my house by particular forces that don't necessarily want these energies to come through, of which I have dealt with many times. And and funnily enough, they actually worked with the dodecahedron, and a lot of people were under the assumption that the symbol for the planet is the dodecahedron. And I found it very interesting that they worked with the pyramid or the triangle, and the dodecahedron was this symbol. And I only drew it once just to show my husband, and I was told that it's a chaos symbol, so I destroyed it straight away. I had to completely disassemble this structure, energetic structure that had been placed over my house, and then really reinforce our protective energies and also the symbols in and around our house to stop it happening again. And so the evolution symbol works a bit like a rewind or a fast forward button. So if you used it in the forward spin, it's a fast forward. So when this came through, I had a stall at a big expo, and I just thought that I was going to be selling, some pictures and some posters, and that's all I had. And when this came through, suddenly I had a card deck that I wrote in 2 weeks. I had essences, and I had these beautiful new pendants, and it all got manifested very quickly because of the evolution symbol. And likewise, you can use it in reverse if you want to de-evolve something, if you want to go backwards in time. So a really cool energy to work with. The next one that came through is one of my favorites. We had a really big copy of this one at one of the big expos that I did. And this is called I Am Light. So this one is, if you can imagine heaven's gate opening up, and that singing, the sound that you would hear of the angels singing, or the harps playing. This is that frequency of just pure bliss and the ultimate light. This one is an amazing frequency to work with. We use it a lot in healings to anchor the light, especially after we've just done a really big clearing. We will always anchor this light frequency. So once again, this one shines the light in the darkness. This is really getting back to that essence of where we all came from, that pure divine source light. So it's a really, really powerful symbol. The next one that came through was, I've just completely forgotten it. It's Elevate. Sorry, I keep going to say expansion, but that's the next one. So Elevate. So this is a bit like standing on a platform and being raised up out of your current state of consciousness or your current awareness. And they literally showed it to me as if someone on a platform being raised up to get on the stage, you know, like a performer would, or a musician. And so this is about taking things to the next level for you. It's about standing up and being noticed. You know, if you've got a job idea, or you've just birthed a new business and you're ready for it to be noticed, and or raising the vibration of something, this is the energy to work with. And the next one was expansion. This is a really beautiful energy to work with. It's really about breaking down your boundaries and your barriers and expanding your energy into new areas. They showed me a vision of almost like this mist creeping across a farm where there's gates and fences, and just seeping through into the next farm and into the next paddock, and just going beyond your limitations, going beyond the boundaries that you've set of what you think is possible, or what you have achieved so far. So that expansion energy is, it's really a powerful one to work with, especially a lot of these work really well for business. And, you know, expanding your levels of consciousness, expanding your awareness, you know, really whatever it is that you're focusing on when you're working with this symbol. And there's just a couple more. This one is integration. So this is a bit like the grounding symbol. However, this one works to anchor frequency, to anchor new levels of consciousness or awareness. They gave me the analogy of someone who travels all around the world, exploring, going on adventures, like an archaeologist, going and uncovering new treasures and finding all this wisdom. And then he returns home one day, and he's got to go through his backpack, and he's got to sort out all his bits and pieces that he's collected along the way. Then he's going to have to go through his filing system, and he's going to have to make room for all this new knowledge that he's acquired, all these, you know, the ancient tribes that he may have discovered, all these artifacts. He's got to go through and make room in his filing system to now assimilate all this new knowledge and information. And he may have kept a diary, or he's going to sit and write his diary about his experiences. So with the integration symbol, you can literally anchor information into the cells of your body, into your structure. It's like grounding information into the physical body. Also, they showed me a vision of like a photo or an artwork where you zoom right in and you can see all the individual pixels that make up the whole picture. So if you want to go into the picture that is you, and you can go and find the dark bits or the dirty bits or the bits that you don't like anymore, and you can literally remove those pixels and put your new colors in, or your new light frequencies in. So it's a really interesting one to work with.
So that system would be different to going to school and learning parrot fashion, isn't it? I mean,
Just a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the final one of this series, it's like a higher frequency of unconditional love. This one is called forgiveness. So this is a really huge energy to work with. It's number 24, so it's the highest vibration out of all of them. And it's an amazingly deep and powerful healer, as forgiveness is. When this one came through, I slept on the pencil drawing, just a tiny little version of it. And I would wake up feeling really good. And then I would draw it a bit bigger. And then I would have a couple of them. And I kept waking up each morning going, wow, why do I feel so good? I would wake up feeling more refreshed and having more energy and just lighter. And I said, what am I forgiving? Like why is this making me feel so good? And they said, you're forgiving yourself. And I was like, wow, okay, I don't even know what I'm forgiving here. But really, we make so many choices in our life right from the beginning that we are unaware that we are beating ourselves up over, whether it's negative choices of what food we put into our body, or say we became an alcoholic, or when we were younger, we went out and trashed our bodies with drugs and alcohol, or maybe we dated a complete loser or someone who abused us, and we've held on to those memories and beaten ourselves up subconsciously all those years. So it was really a powerful experience for me to forgive myself without even realizing, just simply by sleeping on the symbol. So yeah, it's a really beautiful energy to work with.
So it's not only the shape, it's actual colour that plays a part of it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. They all really tell a story, and when people ask me which one's my favourite one, it's like choosing children, because they're all so incredibly different, and really the journey that I went on with each of them is so personal, and I really love them.
Because when you get an astronomy and map of the solar system, and you can see how the planets are all placed and then the moons and stuff, there's a pattern just in itself. You're actually showing the individual who's looking at these pictures a new form of consciousness, isn't it? You're bringing everything else to your perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they've really got a consciousness of their own. People ask me, well, how do I work with them? And I'll give them the basics, but I say they're going to tell you what to do, where they go, because they do it to me all the time. And it's not just because I'm open in that department. Everyone says, oh, it's really weird. I was going to put it here, and it told me it needed to go, in my head. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, isn't it? They really have a consciousness of their own. So I find them quite fascinating, really.
Yeah, considering the old world in Europe the world was flat, and then all of a sudden, Christopher Columbus does his thing, and the boys from Holland and English come out to Australia, show the new world. That's exactly what's happening here, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a little bit of magic. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly opened my eyes to a whole different world. Yeah. The blinkers have come off. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you do the moving along now and doing an actual reading for someone? The rain.
I know, she's got beautiful beams of light coming down.
So that's Andrena, and she's sitting there on the banks of the Thames River.
Oh, beautiful.
Somewhere to the west of London.
Oh, look at that. She's got magenta above her head now.
Okay, so doing a distant reading there, how would you go about doing that?
Was it Andrena? Is that the name?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's her real name too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So I'll just pick a couple of cards and just go for it.
You're listening to Radio FM88, broadcasting from the studios in Springwood with the delightful Starina and the sister Yolanda. Is that?
Yoland, yeah.
Yoland, my apologies, all the way from Perth. Although you're from Perth, Yolanda. Starina from Perth. Got that around the wrong way, innit? You have to clip that out.
Okay, so the symbols that I've chosen for Andrena are integration, I am light, and transformation. So as soon as I'm tuning into you, getting you.
Shivers going down straight away. I feel that now.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm finding it hard to breathe because the energy coming through straight away as soon as I tuned into you. You're obviously a light worker because the energy is rather huge. With integration, I'm actually getting that you've been on a really massive journey, especially recently. I feel like you've got new light codes and information coming through for you. I'm seeing you writing, like there's all this new information coming through for you that's taking you in a whole new direction. And it's almost like you're in a phase of assimilating this information at the moment. And the I am light frequency is coming through because of the really high frequencies that you're actually working with. So as much as I'm getting there's a galactic feel to them, it's also more the angelic realm that I'm getting. It's more that more softer light frequencies. I'm seeing you teaching groups. I'm seeing you mentoring people. I feel like, in your lifetime, you've come from the school of hard knocks. You've experienced many things that maybe some people may have only experienced one of those things in their entire lifetime, whereas you could write the book on all the different life experiences that you've had, and you've had a lot of blows, but really that's brought you to a point in your life now where you have so many keys. You've got so many packets of knowledge and information, and you're currently going through a phase of kind of sorting that out and figuring out which bits of those you're going to share with others, and kind of painting this beautiful picture to then share that knowledge with other people, because as much as the universe gifted you all these this kind of roller coaster of life experiences, it's all been to bring you to this point now where you really can connect with such a wide audience. You can really touch the hearts of so many because, from all walks of life, you can really connect to their hearts because you've been there, you've experienced it. I'm getting this amazing tingling energy coming through. I don't know if you lived on the streets for a while, but I'm getting street kids, almost like you've experienced, the worst of the worst. So you've come to this point of integration. It's almost like this is not the calm before the storm, this is the calm after the storm. Like you've been through a really kind of hectic phase, and this is a bit of a lull time for you where you're kind of getting all your bits of paper in order, and then it's going to be time for you to come out of the woodwork and really speak to a much wider audience than you have been currently. And you're speaking from the light. When I see this I am light frequency, I don't know if you can see it while I'm holding it up. This is heaven's gate opening up for you. This is the light of source coming through, and this is really, when I'm hearing you speak from your heart, but it's so much more than that. You're speaking for the angels. You're speaking from a really beautiful, pure place with a really beautiful, pure intent. And, I'm getting teary even just connecting into your motives. It's you're coming from a really pure place. And this is, the transformation energy has come through. We could almost say that this is like a past, present, future energy. So, but I really feel that you're sitting in the integration phase at the moment, and the I am light is really what's going to be birthed from what you're doing right now. And the transformation the transformation's coming through because everything's going to change for you. Things are going to flow much easier. Things aren't going to be such an effort, and you're not going to have to try so hard. And also, the words that you speak, the information that you're going to convey is going to transform the lives of the people around you very rapidly. It's almost like if someone was to just sit down and have a conversation with you while you're just speaking words. It's like your crew's going to work on them. You're getting your feather duster out. You're sparkling. You're vacuuming them up. You're bandaging their wounds, and they just think that they're having this beautiful chat with you. That they walk away feeling nurtured and loved, when really there's so much more to what you're doing for them. And whether that's on a one-on-one basis or whether they're sitting in the audience when you are speaking, there's these amazing, profound transformations that are happening to the people around you because of that beautiful, pure intent that you're bringing through in the work that you're doing. There we go.
That's so much of it is spot on. It really is.
Thank you. Wow, it's lovely, absolutely lovely tuning into you. You've got amazing energy, and no wonder all those rainbows and magenta spheres are around you, because you've just got delicious energy. And yeah, it's lovely. I'm like burning up with energy now. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I could feel when you were saying different things, I could just feel like going down there and being downloaded or whatever.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the beauty of these. Some people think that they're just playing with a tarot deck and they're just shuffling and picking out some cards. They don't necessarily realize that these symbols are coming in and working on them as soon as they think about them or talk about them or have a play with them. So yeah, it's a bit of fun.
I wish I'd looked at them earlier, because I know when Jeff did your weekend, I did, or when he met you that evening, he came back with the cards, and I'd come back with a similar set of cards from somebody else, which was funny. And I did look at yours and use a couple, but lots of different cards everywhere. I just didn't. So I think when I get back, I should be having a look.
Awesome.
So if people want a card, do you do card readings, or do you do like so if like when I connect with people, talk over here, obviously I can promote you and share your website and everything. So is it all on your website, like if people want a reading or if they want a healing from you, and the charges and all that sort of thing?
Sure. I actually took the information off of my website that I do readings, because when I do healings for people, a lot of information comes through, just like I did just then for you. When I'm doing healings on people, I'll use a dictaphone and I'll record the whole thing, because a lot of channeled information will come through, and the whole healing is a reading as well. So instead of just saying, well, I'm going to do a reading for you, I'd much rather do a healing when information's going to come through for that person anyway. If they do have a particular thing that they would like worked on or answered, really what's good for their highest good will come through anyway. But so yeah, I only have that I do healings on my website, so I do them distantly. I haven't done a hands-on healing for quite some time, because all my clients are all over the world. But people book in, we set the time so the person's just resting, and then I'll just tune in, put the dictaphone on and just go for it. And I'll work with the symbols, and the information will come through, the galactic energies come through, and my crew and whoever I'm working on, we just freestyle.
I can see all the blue aura around you as you're moving on. I can see all this beautiful blue.
Ah, thank you.
Well, thank you for that. That was lovely.
Thank you. I love all the magenta around you and the rainbow beams of light. It's all going on. And say hello to beautiful London for me. It's my second home.
Is it, where were you born?
I was born in New Zealand, but my whole family's British, and we grew up in Wanstead.
Okay.
Where's that?
West London.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know London very well because I come from Bristol and Glastonbury, so
Oh,
that's my,
lucky you.
area. But it's lovely being back, and the sun is shining apart from the chemtrails over here, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they gotta dumb the people down and suppress and everything, don't they?
Of course.
Better get those symbols out and get your pure frequencies of light coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So can I just backtrack? You said one was integration, one was I am light, and what was the third one?
Transformation.
I love that one. Thank you very much.
Now that's the second series.
The first two were second series, and the third one was actually the first series. So you've got turquoise and blue, and white, and then turquoise. Got lots of.
It's funny because that's my favourite colour, and I work with sound, and G is my birth note, which is the blue colour, and it's also the frequency for the dolphins.
Love dolphins, and yeah, blue's my favourite colour as well.
So is it right that people get the cards when they do your workshop?
Yes, they do.
Extra?
So as the symbols get bigger, the card deck that I sell, you can get in several different sizes. However, when you do the workshop, you actually get A4 size. So you get a really nice big kick of energy out of them. They are available much bigger than that as well. But yeah, when you do the workshop, you get that size. So as well as the manual that has a wealth of information of the actual journey that I went on when bringing them through.
Fabulous.
Lovely to connect with you.
Likewise. Well, have a fabulous workshop. Well, I know you will.
Thank
And I
you.
look forward to hearing about it from Jen.
Yeah, I look forward to blowing his mind, hopefully.
So whereabouts are you doing it?
We're going to be in Mullaney in Queensland.
So have you got many doing your workshop?
I think we're up to about 18, so 20 is the limit. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll mention it if I talk to anybody that in Aussie that still like to go, that there's a couple of spaces left, and I know if I was there, I'd definitely be on it. So
Awesome. Okay,
I'll
well,
be with you in spirit.
okay, thank you.
All right, have a lovely day. Take care, or a lovely night.
Right, there you go. Want to call it a night, or you right with that, or
Sure, yeah, that's great.
have you had a reading?
I've had many readings.
Normally over the phone asking me a question, and then it just kind of goes from there. All of a sudden 2 hours is gone, and
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So yeah, I get them regularly.
All right, okay.
So we still going?
I
or-
can do, unless you want to give me a reading or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Is she gone, is she?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
So was all that on air?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking.
No mucking around. Talking to the boss. The boss can do anything.
It's like, phew, that's the first time I've ever been put on the spot doing that. So that was good. Like,
What do you mean?
well, like, yeah, camera and recording and on radio doing a live reading. I'm like, okay, well, push my boundaries. So it's good.
Okay, so everybody's now waiting.
Here we go.
Anticipated birth. Oh, so you mix them up.
Yeah, I gave them a good shuffle. So do you
Okay.
want to shuffle them or do you want me to shuffle them?
Yeah, I'll shuffle.
Okay. There we
Does
go.
that mean anything different?
No, not at all.
I know.
We're just
They're a bit bigger than playing cards, aren't they?
yeah, well, that's the travel deck size. So they're a bit bigger, whereas there's a mini deck that's much smaller that comes in a hard casing so people can pop it in their handbag or take it away traveling with them or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So this size is really good for people who do readings for other people or, do healings. And it's really good, the people can get a good amount of the energy from the symbols.
So when you met up with those galactic dudes. It was almost like Doctor Who and going back to the Time Lord planet of Gallifrey or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
pretty much. I've had all sorts of weird and wacky experiences, but it's been really cool. Like,
yeah. I can relate to you.
Yeah.
You don't really, it's really hard to, they're a bit big, aren't they? Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
Cool. Should I just got you to do it? Anyway. Cool.
Cool. Okay. So.
Different pack, a different way.
Yes. So for you, the first card we've got is Solar Ra. Then we've got Space Clear. And then we've got Expansion. So the information that I'm getting for you with this one is actually, it's quite interesting because I've got a little present in my bag for you, which I hadn't actually given you yet. And I tuned in and I asked what symbol I should give to you as a little gift out of these new pendants that I've created. And the one that I was told to give to you is actually consciousness. And I was told that this is something that you're actually wanting, and it kind of goes with your personality and what you're into. And so this is all about expanding your level of consciousness, and you like the good stuff, you know, you want the bigger, better, and lots more information. So this is directly relating to the Solar Ra energy. So this is all about connecting in with higher states of consciousness. So I'm getting that this is actually connected in with you coming to the workshop on the weekend. We're actually going to be clearing out and making room for some new levels of consciousness. It's almost like you spent such a long time at the library researching, and you've got years and years worth of knowledge built up, and this database of yours is not almost full, but like, you know, it's bursting at the seams. So what we're going to do is do a bit of a clearing out. We're going to update your hard drive to a much bigger and faster operating system. And then we're going to bring in this beautiful expansion energy as well. And what it's going to do is it's just going to allow you to hold more of that light, more of the information that you're accessing, because I feel like you already got your connection going on. You know, you already get your own information. However, I really feel like the clarity that you need is just a bit of a clearing out of it's kind of like going into your wardrobe and clearing out all the stuff that no longer fits to make room for all the new clothes that you're going to buy. So it's about just getting rid of, you know, because there's been years and years of your researching and, you know, interacting with fascinating people, and, you know, you've picked up a lot of keys along the way. And so it's just a matter of clearing out the stuff that you no longer need in order for you to bring in these new higher levels that you're going to be accessing on the weekend and beyond. So I really feel that expansion energy is going to come in for you. And I think that you're going to have a few more gifts and talents coming in, or certain ones that you've been made aware of are going to get heightened and sharpened for you.
Very, very, very good. Remember the one in the middle there?
Yes.
You remember when I said to you, you got a big carpet mat? It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. The person can sit on it.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
The space clear symbol, it's an awesome one to work with.
You know, you've handed it over, but you never gave me the opportunity, so thank you very, very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's a very blessed. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So that's that beautiful, this energy here, the consciousness symbol. So that's going to fire up and activate different parts of your brain. It's going to allow you to let go of certain levels of consciousness that may be holding you into a certain way of thinking or a pattern, and allow you to access higher states of consciousness. So when this one was coming through, we had like no money, and they just, you know, to get at my attention, they just turned the taps off. And what they showed me that was between poverty consciousness and abundance consciousness is literally just a thought away. And it took me a while to get the message, but it was all connected to this consciousness symbol that, you know, we can, if we focus in this direction, then that is our state of consciousness. But all you got to do is literally face a different direction, and everything changed. So I don't feel that this is that same message for you. However, I do feel like you're kind of like in Indiana Jones mode, and you're ready for the next adventure. You're ready for more information. And I mean, we've had some great chats of really high level stuff and fascinating stuff that I love to talk about. And that's the way we connected, was just talking at that higher level. So I think this one's you're gonna have a lot of fun with connecting in with this one.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And we'd like to thank everybody who's listening, wherever you are around the world, in your own time zone. Been very gracious of your time to come and listen. We have recorded it, and so Starina then can actually put it on our website.
Yay.
And at another later date, probably on a Saturday, we can actually replay it. But it's been fantastic to have the girls in the office here.
Thank
in
you
the studios,
so much.
I should say. And we might have a cuppa, but I wish you all well. And for those who've been listening and been following the website, the galacticgoddess.com.au, just take a note, and you can play at night by going within and asking which one of those symbols is best for you for that particular night's sleep, and see where you go with it.
Great idea.
Yeah. And so it's a really great blessing, and thank you. And thank you, Carol. Thank you for your little notation on Skype. We'll have a look at that camera. Thank you very much. Andrena, thank you for being on the banks of the Thames River. And Greta, and thank you very much. Bless you. And it's a good evening.
Thank you.